Shall we get started?
Sounds good. Okay. Good after. Good. Hello everyone. Wherever you are in the world. My name is Sam Davanlu. I'm an assistant professor in the Integrated Systems Engineering at Ohio State. I'm assistant professor under the Operations Research Group. What you're seeing here, for those of you who are not in mostly United States, you don't know, this is the football stadium that we have at Ohio State. Just one note, in case you have a question, please raise your hand or ask your question actually within the chat box. And we will make sure that we're going to answer all of the questions, and definitely we have a Q&A at the very end that you can also ask your question then. All right. So this is the agenda of today's session. First, I'm going to go over basically who are going to be attending today's meeting from ISC department. And then I'm going to have a brief introduction to operations research, which is basically the core program that we're going to be introducing today, and why to choose Ohio operations research program at Ohio State. And I'm going to go over the graduate programs within the OR that we have. And also then actually our graduate coordinator, she's going to go over the application process. We have asked our Informs that which is a student group, actually the president, she's joining us. She's going to introduce their student group. And then one of our faculty will introduce the OR the research program, and also the faculty that we have within the OR group. And so at the very end, we're going to have a Q&A, which also we have asked a group of students to have a student panel in case you have questions for them. Okay, so these are the people who are attending from ISC OSU the session today. We have Professor Mark Posner. He is the lead person in the operations research group. We have Professor Guzin Bayraksan. She is the Associate Chair of Research. And we have Professor Steve Lavender. He's the Chair of the Graduate Studies Committee, and me. And we have our IEC Graduate Coordinator, Miss Amy Shaw. And she's going to be basically the contact person in the IAC that most probably you have already communicated, you're going to communicate with in the future. The president of the Informed Student Chapter, Tu Feng. And also we have asked a student panel to join for the question and answer section. And we have master's and PhD students here, Princey Dugar, Alex Weil, and also Zoe Zhu that will attend the student panel in the Q&A section. Okay, so let's get started. So the very first question is, what is operations research? And for those of you who are in the industrial systems engineering or you have background in OR, you already know basically this program. So operations research is a major, usually housed in industrial systems engineering. There are some programs that it's a separate program by itself. What it does is that it's a set of tools, analytical tools and decision-making tools that look into and try to find interesting problems and then try to solve them, or basically help with better decision-making for those problems. There are a range of models and methods actually that are generally being used. Usually these OR starts by making a mathematical model of the problem, and this could be like a deterministic or a stochastic model that has like randomness in it, and then which we call it as a mathematical model, and then try to solve it basically. to find an optimal solution to this problem by applying an optimization algorithm. Usually there are tools and techniques from statistics and data analytics that are also helpful for better decision making. So the solution of that mathematical optimization is usually will help us for better decision making, or to basically find the best decision in whatever complex environment that we are in. Interesting thing to, and also the point that is actually has made OR very popular is basically a range of applications that it has. It basically targets applications in disaster management, in sports analytics, in supply chain, in urban planning, in risk management, power systems, distribution systems of power, and also in environmental planning. And I'm proud to say that actually the research and faculty that we have in our department almost cover all of these application areas at ISE. So why to study operations research? So first of all, OR, operations research, for short, we usually call it OR. OR is fun. So you're gonna get to basically identify a real world application or a real world problem, and then you're gonna basically take out a set of tools and techniques from mathematics, from engineering disciplines, and basically formulate that problem as a mathematical problem and try to solve it, or like address it with some stochastic modeling, or with like some tools from data analytics, from statistics. So I should say that it's a very fun major, and not only that, but also I mean, operation research is the highest paying actually major. This is basically a news by CBS News actually that identify OR as a highest paying major. In a study by University of Chicago, industrial engineers, which, as I said, OR is usually actually a program within industrial engineering, and it's considered as a major in ISE, is that the people that are industrial engineers, basically they are top 10 happiest people, and this is basically also make the major more appealing. In a recent study by Yahoo Finance, OR leads the highest average early career earning at over $112,000 per year. And not only that, but the field is expected to grow faster on average by 23% this decade. So some numbers and some statistics on like OR and its salaries, and the fact that actually it's a fun program. So it makes OR actually appealing to many students all across the world. The question that comes in mind is, okay, so why should you choose OR program at Ohio State? So let's see what OR has to offer, actually, what ISE at Ohio State has to offer, and specifically its OR program. First, I should say that the program is consistently ranked, actually top 10 in the public, among the public universities, and also a top 20 ranking across overall, meaning the public and private. We have world-renowned researchers in optimization and scheduling, that target range of applications of operations research in real-world problems, in energy systems, in environmental studies, in supply chain, in machine learning, and other areas. The ISE department provides lots of opportunities to all graduate students, like internships. They win awards actually within the conferences, or like their societies. And I forgot to mention that actually, Ohio State is actually in a city called Columbus in the state of Ohio. And in the picture on the in right, actually, bottom right, actually, you see where Columbus is on U.S. map. Kind of like close to the northeast, 6 hours, like 7 hours maybe from DC, 8 hours from New York City, which are kind of like farther in the east. and and actually in the photo on the left, bottom left, actually you see kind of like the skyline of downtown Columbus. And in the little photo, actually, the top right, actually, you see the Oval, which is a big mall, actually, within the Ohio State main campus. Okay, so our graduate students and alumni, actually, they have been very successful in winning awards, like a France Edelman Award on Best Real Application of Operations Research and Analytics, or Best Paper Awards or Best Student Awards in conferences and societies, and in different publication and journals and conference proceedings. They have won best dissertation awards, and they have been able to secure jobs in top companies like Amazon Scott, which is a supply chain optimization technologies, Amazon Web Services, most probably you have heard of, Google and UPS, Ford Motor Company, and Walmart Labs, beside many others. Not only that, but also we are proud to say that we have been able to place our PhD students in faculty position at top universities in the US and across the world. All right. So this was a little bit about on our students and graduate students and their success stories, actually, within Ohio State and beyond. And now a little bit more on Columbus. Columbus is a relatively large city, but at the same time, the cost of living is really good. In a study by U.S. News, Columbus has been described as a prosperous economy that drives millennials, creating a young and energetic atmosphere throughout the city. And it has lots of restaurants, museums, concert venues, and art galleries. I mean, this is that makes basically Columbus as a nice place to live in. Okay, so let's continue. I'm gonna and whatever questions that you have about Columbus, I mean, definitely we have a student panel at the very end that you guys can ask questions about. So I'm going to briefly basically talk the graduate programs at Ohio State. First, I would like to just mention that OR is not the only program under the ISC department. Of course, it's a program that I'm going to be introducing today, and specifically the 4 majors that it has, the ones that I'm showing in red. But beside that, we also have majors under like related to human factor and human system integration and occupational safety and occupational safety and ergonomics, and also manufacturers. These are also housed within the ISC department, but these programs are not will not be covered actually in today's presentation. Okay, so before diving deep into the OR, I just want to mention that our graduate programs are basically master's programs and PhD program. We have non-thesis master program, which is basically composed of like a coursework and possible research, and can be finished actually as fast as 1.5 years. So basically 3 semesters. Students can finish the program. We have a master, which is a thesis-based. It's kind of like it has more research components to it. So students, they have to do coursework and also do research with their advisors, and they have to write a thesis at the very end, and usually take up it takes up to like 2 years after bachelor studies. And finally, the rigorous program that we have on PhD program that we have, it has a serious coursework, research and research component to it. students, they have to write a dissertation, which is a kind of like an independent research contribution that they will make, and can take up to like 5 years after bachelor's studies. I'm going to dig into these programs deeper within the OR, of course, context. So along OR, I know it's the OR group that we have. We have 4 different master's degrees in operations research, in supply chain management, integrated Lean Six Sigma, and a recent program on data analytics and optimization. And we have, of course, a PhD program in operations research. And students, they have to actually choose 2 minor areas. The student minors that are very common actually with OR are kind of like 2 minors, either computer science, mathematics, statistics, and economics. These are the kind of like separate programs that you can get minor, and you have to basically supplement your operations research studies with 2 minors at least in these programs. Or there are a couple of others. Okay, so the base program that we have in a master is a master program in operations research. So kind of like each section thing that I'm showing, each ellipsoid that I'm showing is basically a kind of like a major component that you need to finish, which ultimately results into the master's program in operations research. In all, the main courses are linear optimization. We have operations research models and methods. We have a course on simulation and also a course on statistics and design of experiment. These are major ingredients of actually operations research. And you can supplement that with some elective courses on stochastic optimization, non-linear optimization, reinforcement learning, and integer optimization, beside many others. Students in master's and PhD programs, they have to do a seminar, which is basically, they have to basically attend seminars that we organize at Ohio State. They have to attend these seminars, and these seminars covers a range of, we bring in speakers from top universities in the US and across the world to give talks both on methodology sides of operations research and also on applications. So there are 2 research credits on that, and then of course the students, they have to kind of like meet one exit requirement, which is either writing a thesis, or it could be taking a graduate level course in operations research that has a project, and take a grade of like at least I believe B+, and then that will also count as an exit requirement. So the base program was this. This is a master program in operations research. We also have a master program in supply chain. So I'm not going to go over all of the requirements, but also I'm going to say that the main courses in supply chain management will focus on quantitative models in production and distribution logistics, and warehouse and facility design. And there are a couple of courses, elective courses, that are recommended by the advisors in the for the students actually in the supply chain program actually to take them. So I should say that the main courses are partially different and kind of like emphasized towards each concentration within supply chain and the other 2 masters that we have. So the third one is Masters in Integrated Lean Six Sigma. So as you can see, there are 2 primary courses that students, they should take. Integrated Lean Sigma Foundation is one core course, and the other one is a certification project course that students should take. Beside other requirements, and I'm not going to go over it. And lastly, we have a more recent, actually, master program in data analytics and optimization. Within this program, and as a main coursework, as the main coursework, students, they have to take 12 credit hours in operations research and in optimization. But this program is kind of like a program that we also seek help actually from the CSE, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, So students should take at least 6 credit hours from computer science. Courses like database systems, discrete structures, and data mining, besides a couple of others, are some of the core courses that they have to take. And we have some interesting elective courses for students in this major on machine learning and prescriptive analytics, reinforcement learning, besides many others. Okay. Lastly, we have our main PhD program in operations research. This is academically rigorous program that emphasizes on scholarly research and achievements. And students are basically prepared for academic placement, to get faculty position, and also to get research positions in companies. So the structure of this program is kind of like similar to other I should say, like graduate programs across US or internationally. So students start with a rigorous actually coursework that usually can last up to 3 or 4 semesters. But usually students, they have to take a qualifying exam during the 3rd semester, which is basically from some of the core courses. And then kind of like students, hopefully they get to start research, be active research-wise, and started working with an advisor, starting from the beginning, or maybe like after year 1. And then they have to set up a committee that we call it candidacy committee, and they have to basically prepare for a candidacy exam. This will kind of like evaluate the students' research abilities primarily. They get to present their first research that they have done at Ohio State, and kind of like they're gonna be asked about their research and some other research questions. Kind of like the committee will evaluate students' research potentials. And then there is I should say, there could be a stretch between candidacy exam and a colloquium. Colloquium is kind of like closer to the end. This stretch is basically the point in time that students they do research, they attend conferences, they get to present actually their research work actually in conferences, but basically work on their independent research, which will be their final PhD dissertation. And then they set up a dissertation committee, and with their approval, they take their colloquium, which is basically a presentation within the ISC department. Lastly, of course, they're gonna finish the program by successfully defending their final dissertation, and basically defending their works, their research studies in front of a committee. All right. So this is again a bit like just similar to other programs. But just for you guys to know basically what are the major milestones within the PhD program. Okay, so next is the application process. I'm going to ask our ISC graduate coordinator, Miss Amy Shaw, to go over this section, and we go from there. So Amy, you can share. Or you want me to share, actually? Amy, let me actually share again, and maybe you can tell me.
Yeah, if you want to share yours, that works.
Yeah, maybe that's better. All right, sounds
perfect.
Good. Okay. Definitely.
Thanks, Sam.
Sure. So.
All right, thanks. Welcome. We're very happy that you're here. My name's Amy, and we'll just talk a little bit about the application process. And I'm going to stay around at the end. So if you have any additional questions, I'm more than happy to answer those. But a little bit of what the application looks like. There's some content that we need. It would be 3 letters of recommendation. We recommend those coming from your undergraduate institution to help tell us a little bit about your background. Statement of intent, why you want to be in ISC, what your goals are, what your plans are after you graduate with a graduate degree from Ohio State. Your transcripts, unofficial transcripts are okay as you're applying, and then once you're accepted, you'd have to send official transcripts. So any undergraduate work that you've done, you will need to send those transcripts to Ohio State. A resume, we want to know what your background is. If you're an international student, we're going to need to have official TOEFL scores. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. And the GRE is highly recommended for OR applicants. And a little bit of the dates there. If you're looking to start a graduate program for autumn 2024, the US application deadline is March 1st, and the international application is January 1st.
Okay.
So a little bit more in depth about the English language testing requirements. There's a couple of different tests that are recommended for international applicants. The TOEFL is the most popular one. We require at least a score of 79. There's also the IELTS as well. That's an option for this English testing. A 7 is the minimum requirement for that. And Duolingo is also accepted, and the score, the minimum score for that is 120. So like I mentioned, the GRE is highly recommended. Minimal quantitative is 75%. And from your undergraduate program, we're looking for at least a 3.0 to be admitted into one of our graduate programs. So here's a link to the application. The application for autumn 2024 is currently available. So you can feel free to get that started at your convenience. There's a $60 application fee for domestic applicants and $70 for international applicants. With your application, not everything has to arrive at the same time. So if you want to start the application and submit your resume, but you're still working on your statement of intent, that's perfectly fine. Usually as you progress with your application, we're waiting on letters of recommendation from faculty to arrive. So once we have all the pieces to your application, that is when I will forward that to faculty for review so that we can get you admitted into the program. And a little bit about visa requirements. The graduate school at Ohio State will assist you with that. So once you are accepted to the program, graduate school will send you all the information with the I-20, which is required for the visa. And then you'll be asked to submit some supporting documentation, typically financial support, where that's coming from. And then they'll get you started with a visa process.
Already, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So as I said, if you have questions at the very end, we have a Q&A section. We're gonna basically we're gonna take all of your questions. Okay, right. And next up is our Informs at OSU student chapter president, Tu Feng. So Tu, I'm gonna share. I mean, you just let me know when you want me to change this slide.
Okay, yeah. Hi everyone. I'm the president of a student organization in ISE, and I just want to talk about Informs first. So Informs is the Institute for Operations Research and Management Science. It is the world's largest professional association for decision and data sciences, with over 12,500 members around the world. It also publishes 17 highly regarded journals, including top journals, management science and operations research. And every year, it holds a large conference. This year, it will be held in Phoenix, Arizona. And last year and every year, we have many students from ISE that will give great presentation at the conference. And our organization and ISE department will try to provide financial support for their travel and their presentation. So yes, next slide, please.
Sure.
We are the student chapter of Informs at Ohio State University, and we are the primary organization for students starting operations research. The majority of our membership are grad student, and most of them from ISE. We also have students from other departments that are interested about optimization, such as computer science, electrical and computer science, statistics, and the math department. And we are trying, in this organization, we are trying to create a space that connects you with other peers in operations research, coach you with valuable skills, and help you land those high-paying and dream OR roles. And I'm also proud to share that we won 2023 Informs Annual Award. This recognizes the best student chapters around the globe. And this year we are competing against the University of Michigan and the Georgia Tech. So good. And next. We have a lot of events, including workshops, presentations, and networking. And we also have, in the pictures below, we also invite guest speakers from industry to give seminars. Next. And we also have a lot of social events, including regular meetings, and we hang out with other students. Also, there's one special event in the pictures at the bottom. We have opportunities. This is a student panel that we invite grad students that had internships to share their experiences. Last year, we had students that are hired by Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, United Airlines, and DHL. And if you want to learn more about our student activities, please scan the QR code for Twitter and website. And I want to mention that there are over 1,400 student organizations in the university, and you will for sure find a group that fits your passion. And I see this as definitely a benefit of studying at OSU, as you will have different experiences and opportunities. So yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lou. I appreciate it. So next up is Professor Guzin Bayraksan, Associate Chair for Research. She's going to talk about our faculty and the research. So let me stop sharing.
Thank you, Sam and Tu. All right, so let me try to share this. Give me a sec, please. All right, so you can all see. All right, and everyone can hear me?
Yes, perfect.
All right. Well, thanks for first of all for joining us. We're very happy that you're here. And I just want to briefly mention, the areas of research that's happening in our department. So even if you're going to be a master's student and just take courses, you may end up doing research. For PhD students, this is extremely important. But as I said, no matter which level of your graduate studies, you're going to see some of this have an impact on you. So generally, we've got like these areas of research. I'm going to go over them one by one, but of course, these are general areas and there's much more to this. So the first one, I would say data analytics, machine learning. So many of us in the OR group are somehow, like we all do this, our students and our faculty. Some do more. So we've got faculty like Professor Davanlu, Dr. Chen, etc., who do more foundational machine learning using optimization for machine learning. As well as, applications of it, or integrating learning methods to optimization for end-to-end sort of prescriptive analytics. And another area that we are very well known is energy and environment systems. We've got multiple faculty, again, working in issues on sustainability, resilience of energy systems, environment, water systems, etc. And another area that, again, our department is well known is optimization. And we've got a variety of different optimization, meaning, so we have we have world-renowned faculty in, for example, integer programming, working on scheduling. We have optimization under uncertainty is a big area for us. mixed integer nonlinear, convex optimization. So there's like different fields around it, but this is basically coming up with mathematical models, methods, algorithms to solve such models to make better decisions
Hey,
for.
Guzen,
Yes, yeah.
could you swap screens? We're seeing your presenter screen, which is really small.
Oh, really? I do not know.
Up on the top, it says display settings. Okay, well,
What do I do? I'm sorry.
go back to presentation,
Okay.
and then up on the top, it says display settings of the
I need to
screen.
move. Okay.
You should be able to swap there.
There we go. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Yeah, because the other one is on my other monitor and I don't want to look there. Thank you. All right. So as I said, optimization is a big theme. Many, we work on it. Another one is we've got a bunch of different applications in modeling cybersecurity. We've got, Dr. Ellen, who's great in that, and, manufacturing applications as well. And we also have faculty who do more stochastic modeling and simulation. We've got several faculty in that as well. These use statistical methods, computer methods that look at the uncertainty in the system and try to make decisions. And another area is supply chain management and logistics. We've got, once again, a number of faculty in that. I'm going to introduce our faculty soon. But before I do that, just want to let you know we've got a very vibrant research program where we get, like, for more fundamental research, typically we get, from National Science Foundation, Department of Energy, Office of Naval Research, the basic science stuff. ARPA-E is energy. But we also have industrial research. So if you come here, you may end up working on one of these projects. So we've got, and this is only a sampling, by the way, this is not all of it. But our faculty currently, also, I didn't put any past, working with Honda, Ford Motor Company, IBM, Goodwill, Gojo, if you know, the pandemic, the Purell, and other Duke Energy, just to give you some sampling of these. And just want to introduce our faculty to you. And you can also examine our website to do that. I'm going to start with Dr. Ellen, so it's going to go with the alphabetical order in last name. So Dr. Ellen is, I'm sorry. So he does a number of things: experimental design. He does AI, machine learning, cybersecurity, I've already mentioned, and he does a lot of applied operations research in a variety of different fields, including healthcare, election systems, and others. My screen is not moving. Okay, next up is me. So I do optimization under uncertainty, including stochastic programming and distributionally robust optimization. In recent years, I've been developing models and methods for end-to-end machine learning and stochastic or optimization under uncertainty. And applying them to energy and environment systems. Also, I do a number of applications in water and energy systems, looking at like climate and other uncertainties in that. And we've got Dr. Chen, who is an expert in mixed integer nonlinear optimization, and he applies them for like machine learning, like just to develop machine learning algorithms. He has applications in power systems engineering and other areas as well. So we've got Dr. Conejo, which is one of the most highly cited researchers in the energy systems area. And he also applies optimization under uncertainty and complementarity modeling for energy systems and electricity markets. Sam Davanlu, that you have, Professor Davanlu, you have met. His expertise is in continuous optimization, but particularly he uses these to create new methods for machine learning, reinforcement federated meta learning, right? And Daniel Gingrich, Dr. Gingrich is actually, his appointment is in civil engineering, civil environmental and geodetic engineering. However, he also has a joint appointment with us And he works on energy and water infrastructure and public sector operations research. So his latest research is about, electric vehicles and looking at this problem from a variety of different systems, level angles. Dr. Posner, one of the highly cited in the scheduling area researchers in the world. So he does supply chain optimization and integer programming as well. Dr. Shia is our more stochastic person. She's like applied probability stochastic models, queuing and simulation. And she also applies these once again to AI and machine learning, cloud computing, healthcare systems, and transportation systems. Next up is our youngest faculty member, just joined maybe about a year ago. It could be 2 now. She's also works on optimization under uncertainty, including stochastic programming and distributionally robust, and applies the and reinforcement learning and applies them to transportation and supply chain logistics. All right, I want to mention that we also have other faculty that is not like core group OR, but and there's more, but these are the 2 really faculty members that we work very closely with, and they're both very distinguished professors. Aylin Yener, main department is electrical and computer engineering. She's also, our department also computer science engineering. She is once again one of the most highly cited in the world in her area, information theory, network systems, and statistical learning. And Nick Hall from business school, once again, one of the highly cited researchers in scheduling, as well as he was the former president of Informs, which too introduced the student chapter. So this is a professional society of more than 12,000 members, and he was the president. And we work very closely with him on a variety of different things. So just to let you know, and there's like other related faculty, say in chemical engineering and other areas, but these are our affiliated faculty. All right. Just briefly want to mention that we work a lot with different departments in the College of Engineering routinely with you already seen Fisher College of Business, Public Affairs, and then Center for Design and Manufacturing Engineer. And I think most of our faculty are either affiliated or core member of the Data Analytics Institute at Ohio State. Same for Sustainability Institute. We've got core faculty as well as a number of affiliated faculty. Quantum Information, I think, is Dr. Chen, and Center for Design, Manufacturing, and Excellence is at least Dr. Ellen, maybe more. All right. So I want to end this by saying that just wanted to give you a very brief introduction, but we have a very vibrant research program. And to highlight this, I created this map. And again, it's not full map, but we work even currently, this is not a full list, right? Currently, our faculty and students are working with all around the world, from Canada to India, from China, South Korea to Germany, Italy, England, Spain, and then South America and Brazil and Chile. And we also work in the US with many different institutions, as well as like the national labs, for instance, Argonne National Lab and NASA Quantum AI Lab, etc. So, and this is just a sampling of this. So if you come here, you may end up, maybe working with a project, I don't know, with in Italy, and maybe end up going there, I don't know, like have exchange programs. Last year, for instance, we had also visiting students. In the last year, I believe 2 from Brazil, 1 from Germany, which adds to our program and makes it a lot more fun, and you get to see many people around the world. So that's where I will end. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kuzum. I appreciate it. So yeah, Amy, do you want to share, or maybe do you want me to share? I don't know, like I can share the game, but like so The last section is Q&A. So we have asked faculty, student panel actually, and also our graduate coordinator to attend Q&A. I should say that our faculty will stay actually at the first part in case there are questions that you guys want us to answer. And yes, we have Professors Posner, Bayraksan, and Lavender, and me actually. We're going to stay and to take your questions. And then we have asked, as I said, our student panel, Prince Igor, Alex Weil, and Zoe Zhu, to basically organize the student panel. So in case you have questions for them, and also to, I guess you're going to stay for the student panel. So this is up for you guys. So in case you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself, or maybe raise your hand. And I don't know how we're gonna moderate this, but like let us know who you want the answer. If you have a specific answer to any specific faculty or like students, just let us know, and then we're gonna go from there.